Welcome to the Deep Dive. This is where we take source material, maybe articles, notes, research, and really pull out the best, most useful bits just for you.
Exactly. Think of it as your shortcut. We dig in so you get the key takeaways without having to wade through everything yourself.
And today we're diving into something I think is super practical, really hands-on, everyday English conversation phrases.
Yeah, the source material we're looking at is it's excerpts from an English listening practice resource. It's got these dialogues, right, between two speakers, Emma and Jake.
Right. So our job today, our mission, is to walk you through this specific material. We'll point out the really essential phrases Emma and Jake use, how they use them, and basically show how this resource is set up to help you start speaking more confidently, like right away.
For sure. It's about making this source work for you.
Okay, so where does the source kick things off? Makes sense. It starts with the basics, right? Greetings.
Absolutely. Greetings and introductions. But what's interesting is it doesn't just, throw a phrase at you. It gives you the whole exchange.
Yeah. Ah, okay. So not just, hi, how are you?
No, it pairs it immediately. So you get, hi, how are you today? And then straight away, the typical answer is like, I'm good, thanks. And you?
Or, I'm doing great, that kind of thing.
Exactly. So it teaches the whole loop, the back and forth.
That makes sense. It's modeling not just the opener, but the reply and how to keep it going politely.
Yeah, and the source actually emphasizes repeating these full exchanges. That seems to be his core technique, drilling the pattern.
Gotcha. Drilling the pattern. So after you say hello, where does it go? Introductions.
Straight into introductions. Shows you how to bridge from that greeting to saying who you are and asking their name.
Like, hello, my name is your name. What's your name?
Right. And then the response, hi, their name. I'm your name. Nice to meet you. Simple stuff, but it gives you the whole sequence, including that polite closing bit.
Nice to meet you. Yeah, crucial.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've said hello, we've introduced ourselves. What's next? What's a common conversational path?
Well, the source moves right into talking about daily life. Routines. Makes sense, right? Especially if you're getting to know someone.
Totally. Like asking about their day.
Yep. The standard check-in. How's your day? And then the simple expected reply. It was good, thank you. How about yours? It flows naturally from the greeting.
It really does. And then to actually answer that, how about yours part, or just describe your day, the source gives you these like really practical sentences about habits.
Yes, and notice the grammar here. It's mostly simple present tense, which is perfect for routines. Stuff like, I drink coffee every morning.
I go for a run in the evening.
I wake up early every day. I brush my teeth after breakfast, those kinds of things.
They're like little building blocks, aren't they, for painting a picture of your typical day?
Definitely. And it even throws in common chores, which, let's face it, are part of daily life.
Oh, yeah. Like what?
Things like, I clean my room every Saturday. Or, I do the laundry on Sundays.
Okay. Simple, everyday stuff you might actually talk about.
Exactly. Individually, they seem basic. But put them together, and you could share a fair bit about your life using grammar. The source is kind of subtly reinforcing.
Okay. Moving on from routines. People talk about what they like, right? Hobbies, interests.
Yep, the source has a whole section on that. Sharing preferences.
How does it approach that?
It starts broad with the question, what do you like to do? And then bang, it gives you specific examples using like and enjoy.
So you can just plug your own hobbies in.
Pretty much. It gives you structures like, I like reading books and listening to music, or I enjoy playing soccer and watching movies.
I like gardening. I enjoy playing video games. Things like that.
Exactly. And it doesn't stop there. It shows you how to mention your favorite kinds of things. Adds a bit more personality.
Oh, okay. So not just I like reading, but maybe
I'm reading a mystery novel, or I like pop music, or even just stating it, pizza is my favorite.
Right. That lets you get more specific, makes the conversation feel more real, less generic.
For sure. Then the source kind of shifts gears. It moves from personal stuff to navigating the world, practical situations.
Okay, like what?
Like being in a restaurant. It has this little dialogue, it's got a mini master class in ordering.
Oh yeah, walk me through it.
It's simple. Can I see the menu, please? Then the response, here it is. Then I'd like to order a cheeseburger and fries.
Standard order.
Totally. Then anything to drink? And the reply, just water, thanks. Boom. Covers the basics.
Nice. Very useful. What else in terms of practical stuff? Getting around.
Getting around, definitely. Asking for directions is a big one. It gives you options like the slightly more formal, excuse me, can you tell me how to get to the library?
Okay.
And the more direct, where is the nearest bank?
Good to have options. And giving directions, that can be tricky.
Yeah, but it keeps it simple. go straight and turn left at the traffic light. Or even simpler, go straight and turn left, using those command verbs, tells you what to do.
Straightforward. What about shopping? That comes up a lot.
Covered too. Both groceries, like I need to buy some vegetables or don't forget the milk. Reminders.
Yeah. Always forget the milk.
Right. And clothes shopping too. Phrases like, can I try this on? Or do you have this in a smaller size? Stuff you hear all the time.
Very common. What else is in this practical section?
Let's see. Talk about transport. I take the bus to work. I ride my bike in the park. And tech stuff, which is everywhere now.
Like,
my phone is very fast. I use my laptop for work. Just simple statements about the tech we use daily.
okay. One thing I notice in English conversations, maybe small talk, is the weather. Does the source touch on that?
Oh, absolutely. It seems to crop up quite a bit in the source material, which makes sense. It's a go-to topic, isn't it?
It really is the universal icebreaker.
Exactly. So you get phrases like, it's sunny today, or looking ahead, it might rain later.
Or hoping against it. I hope it doesn't rain.
Yeah. Simple phrases, but super useful for just filling a gap or starting a chat when you're, stuck for something else to say.
Yeah.
The source clearly gets how useful that is.
Definitely. Okay, so we've done practicalities. What about, connecting with people more? Making plans, socializing?
Yeah, the source moves into that, too. It gives you the language for planning stuff.
How so?
It lays out how to initiate a plan, like, do you want to meet for coffee tomorrow? And the positive reply, yes, that sounds good.
Okay, the basic agreement.
And then nailing down the details. What time works for you? How about 3 p.m.? See? It's a complete little sequence for making a plan.
Very neat. And inviting someone.
Yep. A simple, would you like to join me for dinner? And the enthusiastic, I'd love to.
Nice and clear. What about just chatting about plans, like weekend stuff?
That's in there too. It uses that be plus aim structure, which is super common for talking about, confirmed future plans.
The present continuous for future. Right.
Exactly. So you get, I'm going shopping this weekend. I'm visiting my grandparents.
I'm going to a concert. I'm meeting my friends, that kind of thing.
Precisely. And it also includes sharing feelings, which is important for connection, even if it's simple.
Yeah.
Just, I'm feeling happy today, or I'm a bit tired. Basic check-ins on your emotional state.
And family. People often talk about family when getting to know each other.
Covered. Simple statements. I have 2 brothers. I live with my parents.
Okay. What about bigger topics, like travel or holidays?
Touches on that too, which is great because travel is such a fun topic. Phrases like, I'm going to the mountains this summer.
Or I'm visiting the beach.
Yeah, or talking about dreams and aspirations. I want to visit Japan someday. Europe is on my travel list. Things that open up the conversation.
Okay, that covers a lot of ground. Now, thinking about the people using the source, the learners, does it actually talk about learning English itself?
It does, which I think is really smart. It models how to talk about your own learning process.
So meta-learning almost?
Kind of. You get phrases like, I practice speaking every day, or listening to podcasts helps a lot.
And stating your goal directly.
Yep, I want to improve my English. Very clear.
That's useful. Does it include other goals or learning things?
Yeah, things about starting new stuff, like I'm planning to start a new hobby, or I'm learning to play the guitar.
I'm practicing photography, that sort of thing.
Exactly. It shows how you can talk about your personal development, your learning journey.
And then how does the source material itself wrap up? Does it offer any final advice based on all this?
It does. It kind of distills its own philosophy based on the practice it encourages.
What's the core message then?
It's pretty consistent. Keep listening, keep speaking every day. It explicitly says confidence comes from practice.
And crucially,
Don't be afraid to make mistakes. That's a big one it emphasizes.
right, stay positive, keep practicing. Sounds simple, but that's often the hardest part.
For sure. But the source presents it as, the way forward, based on its own method.
Okay, so let's recap this deep dive then. We've looked at how this source material, these Emma and Jake dialogues, builds things up. Starts with hellos, introductions.
Moves into daily life, routines, what you like, your hobbies.
And hits those practical scenarios. Restaurants, directions, shopping.
Planning things with people, talking about family, feelings, travel.
And even wraps around to talking about your own learning goals and the process itself.
Yeah, it's quite comprehensive in covering those everyday situations. And the key thing is, these aren't just random phrases dumped on you. They're presented in these simple dialogue structures.
Making them immediately usable, right? You can take these chunks and apply them pretty directly to real conversations.
That seems to be the goal. And the source's underlying message really supports that. Practice these things consistently. Don't worry about being perfect.
Because that's how you build real confidence. Makes sense.
So maybe the final thought for you, listening, is this. Think about how just grabbing a few phrases from one or two of these areas we talked about could genuinely help you step into a real conversation, maybe even today.
Yeah, like which situation feels most relevant to you right now? Is it ordering coffee, asking for directions, talking about your weekend?
And what's maybe one single phrase from this deep dive, from this source material, that you could focus on practicing and actually using? Just pick one to start.